achieved during phase 1 of the industrialization strategy, which covers 2015-2020, are yet to be completed. Out of the 15 outputs that are aligned to the first phase of the strategy, only 5 have been completed, 46 are ongoing, and 7 are yet to be undertaken. This is a clear demonstration that efforts are therefore required at national and regional levels, as these outputs are to be carried out at both levels. If indeed we were to achieve and realize the objectives of the industrialization, we cannot remain and maintain the status. We need to reflect and understand why some of these activities are yet to be implemented and what needs to be done. Otherwise, we'll be singing the song of industrialization, but progress will be very minimal. Third, the establishment of the Business Council, which was also officially launched here on the 5th of August 2019 during the Sadc Industrialization Week. That was held here, as I've indicated. This is expected to enhance cooperation among private sector in the region and private sector and the public sector as well, and establish a closer public-private sector cooperation in the technological and economic transformation of Sadc economies, and thus push forward the Sadc industrialization agenda. The establishment of the Sadc Business Council is commendable. May I call upon private sector to utilize this platform not only for their benefit, the benefit of their business interest, but also for the benefit of Sadc citizens, and in doing so, be a contributing partner to the Sadc integration and the development agenda. The fourth major milestone under industrialization is the development of a regional mining vision, which among others aims at optimizing the sustainable development of mineral resource extraction across the region. The vision is anchored on the tenets of a continental African mining vision. These are just some of the milestones under the implementation of the Sadc industrialization strategy, but there are a number of other achievements as will be seen in the reports before to be tabled during your meeting. While noting and celebrating the progress made, we need to redouble our efforts so as to realize the desired results of the Sadc industrialization agenda. As I've indicated, yes, we have made progress, but still we need to catch up. The Secretariat remains seized with the implementation of the Sadc industrialization strategy and to ensure that industrialization remain at the center of the Sadc integration agenda. Honorable Ministers, with regards to infrastructure development as one of the pillars of the revised Regional Indicative Strategic Development Plan 2015-2020 and a catalyst to the industrialization agenda, notable achievements were made in various sectors covering energy, transport, water, and ICT. In relation to energy, the region was able to commission about 4,175 megawatts from Angola, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa, Tanzania, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. The target is to commission 4,883 megawatt in 2019-2020. That is this year, and we have been able to commission some, and we need to make sure that the balance is also realized. The Tanzania-Zambia interconnector is at its construction phase, while 8 regional transmission projects are at feasibility study. Altogether, this project will provide the necessary impetus for the realization of our industrialization agenda. In the water sector, progress was also recorded, whereby the Kunene Transboundary Water Project Phase 1 involving Angola and Namibia was completed, while construction for the Romohasha-Namacha Cross-Border Water Supply Project covering Eswatini, the Kingdom of Eswatini and Mozambique is ongoing. Furthermore, a feasibility study for the Chirundu Cross-Border Water Supply Project involving Zimbabwe and Zambia is expected to be completed during this month. Honorable Ministers, SADC intra-SADC trade slowed over the period 2016-2017 and 2017-2018, owing mainly to difficult macroeconomic conditions experienced in the region. Intra-SADC imports as percentage of total imports declined by 0.9 percentage from 21.5 to 20.6%, where intra-SADC export as a percentage of the total intra-SADC export declined by 2.3 percentage points from 24.7 to 22.4%. So this also calls for immediate intervention. Indeed, we have challenges, but we need to address those challenges and to ensure that we remain on course. In March and April this year, several of our member states, namely Comoros, Malawi, Mozambique, South Africa, and Zimbabwe, were heavily affected by tropical cyclones Idai and Kenneth, resulting in an unprecedented loss of lives and livelihoods and damage of socio-economic infrastructure. We were caught unprepared for disasters of such magnitude. The drought situation experienced during 2018-2019 agricultural season will also exacerbate the food security situation in the region. The Southern Africa Regional Climate Outlook Forum will soon meet to forecast the weather and climate for the coming agricultural season. May I therefore call upon member states to use the information disseminated through the forum, but also through the SADC Climate Service Center, to prepare adequately for any outcome of the rain season as will be projected. While our response for the disaster caused by tropical cyclone was generally found wanting, allow me to express our profound appreciation to the chairperson of our SADC and Council for the guidance that led to the launch of the SADC Regional Humanitarian Appeal in response of Cyclone Idai, and to the SADC member states that were prompt in responding to this disaster by sending aircrafts, rescue teams, and other supplies to the affected countries. This indeed is a demonstration of solidarity and unity of our organization. May I also inform you that SADC has taken the lessons learned from the disaster very seriously, and in this regard the Secretariat is in the process of operationalizing the disaster risk preparedness and response strategy and the SADC Disaster Fund. The Ministerial Committee of the Organ on Police, Defense and Security Cooperation has also recommended to Council to reactivate the Committee of Ministers of Disaster Management and the response to provide an avenue for dealing with disaster management in the region in a more effective manner. The proposal will also be tabled for your consideration. Honorable Ministers, the region has remained peaceful and stable during the year. 6 member states, namely the Kingdom of Eswatini, Democratic Republic of Congo, Republic of Madagascar, and the Unions of Comoros, and the Republics of Malawi and South Africa held elections. Allow me to congratulate the respective member states and government for the credible and peaceful elections and for upholding SADC democratic principles. As I conclude my remarks, I wish to thank the Deputy Executive Secretaries and the entire Secretariat team for their continued support and dedication toward achieving the objectives of SADC. I also extend my gratitude to SADC member states for the support throughout the year in the implementation of SADC activities. In addition, let me appreciate the support we continue to receive from our cooperating partners. May I also express our gratitude to the senior officials under the leadership of the chairperson of the senior officials, Dr. Farij Kasidi Mnyepe, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation, and the SADC Secretariat the SADC Secretariat organizing team supported by the Minister of External Affairs and the East African Cooperation for the hard work and the dedication that enabled successful preparation for your meeting. May I at this juncture welcome the incoming chairperson of Council of Ministers, Professor Palamagamba Kabudi, Minister of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation of the United Republic of Tanzania. Honorable Minister, be assured of the Secretariat's commitment to support you in facilitating your work as you assume the chairmanship and throughout the tenure as our incoming chairperson. May I wish this meeting fruitful deliberation. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado. Asanteni sana.
Ni Dr. Stegomana Taxi, katibu mkuu wa Sadc, akimaliza hotuba yake na amezungumzia masuala kadha ikiwemo kulitaka baraza hili la mawaziri kuangazia masuala mbalimbali ambayo pia yalijiri katika kamati ya vijana Sadc, ikiwemo swala la ajira, ujuzi, ujasiriamali, kuwa katika vyombo vya maamuzi vijana kushirikishwa, lakini pia ameweza kuelezea mambo mawili matatu ambayo yanatakiwa kufanya kazi ya haraka kutokana na kushuka kwa soko la bidhaa kwa bidhaa zinazozalishwa katika ukanda huu, lakini pia kujiandaa na masuala ya majanga. Na punde tu atakuja mwenyekiti anamaliza muda wake wa baraza la mawaziri Netundo Nandi Ndaitwa, ambaye yeye ni naibu waziri mkuu na waziri wa uhusiano na ushirikiano wa kimataifa wa Namibia.
Thank you, Director of Ceremonies, Honorable Palamagamba Kabudi, Minister of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation of the United Republic of Tanzania, and incoming chair of Sadc, Council, gentlemen. The Sadc family has learned with sadness of the tragic fuel tank accident in Morogoro, the United Republic of Tanzania, on the 10th August 2019 that claimed over 75 lives and injured many more. On behalf of the Sadc Council of Ministers, and indeed on my own behalf, we wish to express our deepest condolence to the government and the people of the United Republic of Tanzania, and particularly the bereaved families. We sympathize and remain in solidarity with the government and the people of the United Republic of Tanzania during this difficult time. May I, honorable ministers and delegates, ask all of us to rise and observe a minute of silence in memory of those who have lost their lives due to this accident. Attention. May their lives rest in eternal peace. Can we might sit down? Honorable ministers, distinguished delegates, I feel honored to welcome you all to the Council of Ministers meeting taking place in this historical city of Dar es Salaam, a place of peace. I hope, like me, you all feel home away from home. For me, having served in this country, the United Republic of Tanzania, as the SWAP chief representative in the 80s, Dar es Salaam is indeed my home. And when I'm here, it brings back the memories of Mwalimu Nyerere, a true Pan-Africanist, the one who continues to aspire us today. For me, Mwalimu only knew me as Mama wa SWAPO, and that is what remains a guiding principle to all of us as we continue to move our region and our continent ahead to realize the integration and to achieve Africa we want. Honorable Ministers, let me therefore take this opportunity on behalf of the Council of Ministers to extend our thanks and appreciation to the government and the people of the United Republic of Tanzania for the warm welcome and hospitality extended to us since our arrival and the favorable facilities put at our disposal. Honorable Ministers, as we all know, SADC is in the process of realigning its strategic plan and renewing its priorities to ensure that they have relevance to the challenges faced in our region and to be aligned and to align our programs to our continental aspiration. That is to say, as we prepare for the next phase of renewal of our regional indicative strategic development plan and the SIPO 2020-2030, we also realign the SADC Regional Vision 2050 to speak to the Continental Development Agenda 2063. Industrialization remains at the core of the integration of agenda of SADC and central to the diversification of regional economic growth. We therefore need to prioritize trade facilities with regard to roads infrastructure, such as roads, rail, harbor, among others. We have also to find ways of reducing transport costs and transit delay of goods. All this is also necessary to prepare our region to benefit from the African Continental Free Trade Area. In this regard, I would like to inform that on 2nd August 2019, Namibia inaugurated the new container terminal of the Wolf's Bay Harbor with a capacity to handle 750,000 tons of 20-feet containers. The inauguration of Walvis Bay Port is based on Namibia's aim for the port to become a preferable Western Coast port for Southern and Central Africa logistics operations, which will facilitate access to international market by granting landlocked countries access to the Atlantic Ocean, by creating easier and faster transit between Africa, Europe, Asia, and Americans. In the course of this year, our region faced a serious severe climatic challenges, namely tropical cyclone Desmond, Anawa, Idai, and Kenneth, that caused extensive flooding in countries like Comoros, Mozambique, Tanzania, Madagascar, Malawi, and Zimbabwe, causing many deaths, injury, and destruction of infrastructures and crop land. I wish to express sincere appreciation to SADC member states for their prompt, effective, and generous response in providing humanitarian assistance to the affected countries. Honorable Ministers, as climate change is real and our region is vulnerable to it, we have to put in place strong early warning mechanism and mitigation and adaptation measures, as that will be the only way we will be able to cope up with the impact of climate change. The 38th SADC Summit have in our region if our region is to be industrialized. And we need to make sure it is well taken care of. In operationalization the theme, programs and activities across all sectors were organized with emphasis on youth empowerment and youth entrepreneurship. The program also emphasized the need to ensure that in implementing this program, we also implement the Sadc regional program on youth innovation and entrepreneurship, and to make it a priority in order to ensure the sustainability and the full implementation of the 38th Summit theme. Honorable Ministers, in our collective efforts to consolidate peace, stability, and democratic governance in our region, 6 of our member states have conducted peaceful elections, and we have to congratulate them, as they were already mentioned by the Secretary, the Executive Secretary. In that regard, once again, allow me to congratulate governments and the people of those 6 Sadc member states for holding credible and peaceful elections and for upholding the Sadc democratic principle. We are also pleased to have witnessed on the 6th of August 2019 the signing of the Peace Accord and Peace Pledge between the government of the Republic of Mozambique and the RENAMO in Maputo, Mozambique. The aim is to cease hostility in Mozambique and further consolidate peace and stability in our region. We congratulate the people of Mozambique for this important achievement. Honorable Ministers, our organization was born out of solidarity, and this has informed the holding and the outcome of the Sadc Solidarity Conference with the people of Western Sahara. To that end, it is our responsibility to ensure the full implementation of that conference declaration as our commitment to work with the people of Western Sahara to self-determination. Honorable Ministers, Sadc has kept its decision to have gender equality and women empowerment as a permanent item in our agenda. The year 2020 will mark the 25th commemoration of the declaration adopted at the 4th World Conference on Women in 1995, held in Beijing, China, and the 20th anniversary of the UN Security Council Resolution 1325. As a region, Sadc has made great strides in this area. We have a story to tell and a contribution to make. We have to record that if there is any UN document where Sadc has played a central role, is the development and the adoption of the Beijing Platform of Action and Declaration, where personally, on behalf of Sadc, I served as Africa Chief Negotiator. Honorable Ministers, together with the international community, we have to take part in the activities of the year, and we must bring out significant contribution of our region that has made in the advancement of gender equality and women empowerment. Furthermore, 2020 will mark the 20th anniversary of the UN Security Council Resolution 1325 on women, peace and security that was initiated by Namibia in 2000. To this end, Namibia has undertaken to establish an international women's peace center aimed at, among others, strengthening women's participation on peace building and peacekeeping. We count on the Sadc countries to support us in this endeavor. Honorable Ministers, no doubt our region has made good progress in the economic integration of our region. However, and in line with the Sadc objectives to promote sustainable and equitable socio-economic growth and development, more still needs to be done on Sadc Industrialization Development Initiative. As I conclude, I would like to express my appreciation on behalf of the government and the people of the Republic of Namibia for the support and cooperation received from you, honorable ministers, and the Sadc Secretariat led by Dr. Stogomena Lawrence during our tenure, or my tenure, as chair of the Council of Ministers in our promotion of the regional integration agenda of our regional organization Sadc, in its efforts to improve the living standard of our people in all spheres. Indeed, the Sadc Secretariat continues to play an instrumental role in our work to deliver on our regional agenda, and we thank them for that. As I hand over the chairmanship to my brother, the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs and East Africa Cooperation of the United Republic of Tanzania and the incoming chair of Sadc of Council of Ministers, I am confident that he will continue to successfully advance Sadc's agenda, regional integration principle, and values. Honorable Minister, the incoming chair, please be assured of Namibia's readiness to work with you as you steer further our organization to the high heights. Once again, I thank the people of the United Republic of Tanzania and the government for their warm welcome hospitality and for the facilities that is telling us we are in for a successful meeting. I thank you, all of you, for your attention. Asanteni sana, karibuni kwa mkutano huu wa karibuni kwa mkutano huu wa waziri ya Sadc. Thank you. Mwendo brigado. Asanteni sana.
Nambasi huyo ni Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwa, ambaye ni mwenyekiti anayemaliza muda wake, na amewekea mkazo masuala kadha ikiwemo kupunguza harama na ucheleweshaji wa mizigo katika mipaka ya wanachama wa Sadc, lakini pia amesema kuna umuhimu pia wa upanuzi wa bandari ili kupanua soko la kimataifa. Ameongeza pia masuala mengine amezungumzia ya mkazo ni kuongeza nguvu ya kupambana na mabadiliko ya tabia nchi, lakini pia kuwezesha nguvu kazi ya vijana, ujuzi, lakini pia swala zima la ujasiriamali, akibainisha pia swala la utawala wa kidemokrasia na amani, akipongeza mataifa 6 ambayo yamefanya uchaguzi kwa amani. Lakini mwisho pia aligusia swala la usawa wa kijinsia na ushiriki wa wanawake katika masuala ya uchumi na maendeleo. Na punde tu waziri wa mambo ya nje na ushirikiano wa Afrika Mashariki Profesa Palamagamba Kabudi ataenda pale jukwani ili kuweza kukabidhiwa uenyekiti rasmi wa baraza hili la mawaziri wa Jumuiya ya Maendeleo Kusini mwa Afrika Sadc, na atachukua nafasi hii kwa muda wa mwaka mmoja kama ilivyoada. Sasa Profesa Kabudi akielekea pale jukwani na akikabidhiwa vitendea kazi ambazo vinaashiria kwamba sasa wenyekiti wa Baraza la Mawaziri wanaelekea pale katika jukwaa. Na tumsikie mwenyekiti amaliza muda wake.
The chairmanship of the Sadc Council of Ministers. So this is what you have to use when we have to adopt. You will make sure you hammer it. That means adoption. Now I hammer it means I hand it over. Thank you very much. Asante sana.
Dambo amekwisha kabidhiwa sasa kitendea kazi ambacho kinaashiria sasa Profesa Kabudi ndio mwenyekiti wa sasa wa Baraza la Mawaziri wa Sadc, na punde tu atatoa machache baada ya kukabidhiwa nyadhifa hiyo.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of International Relations and Cooperation of the Republic of Namibia and the outgoing chairperson of Sadc Council of Ministers. Honorable Joseph Malanji, Foreign Minister of Zambia and Chairman of the organ. Dr. Stegobena Rowan-Stax, Executive Secretary of Sadc. Honorable Ministers, Dr. Faraji Kasidi Mnyepe, Chairperson of the Senior Officials, Permanent Secretaries, Senior Officials, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors and the High Commissioners, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It is with a lot of humility and gratitude to Almighty God that I stand before you on behalf of the government and the people of the United Republic of Tanzania, after 16 years since we hosted such a meeting, to welcome you again to Dar es Salaam, the haven of peace, and in particular to this building of Julius Nyerere International Convention Center, and to the session of Council of Ministers of the 39th Ordinary Summit of Southern African Development Community. Indeed, it's an honor, and we are grateful to host this summit after 16 years. The chairmanship we are assuming is a reminder to us Tanzanians, and probably many of you, of the modest role we played in the liberation struggle of Africa and the establishment of this august body, which is today Sadc, on principles of African unity and solidarity. To some of you, this city, Dar es Salaam, and many other places in Tanzania, such as Nachingwea, Kongwa, Mgagao, Mazimbu, and Kawa, and Morogoro, were bases for those fighting for liberation, and therefore holds a special place in your hearts. We were fortunate to host the forces of many movements, such as the People's Liberation Movement for the Liberation of Angola, MPLA, the African National Congress of South Africa, the Pan-African Congress of South Africa, the Mozambican Liberation Front Frelimo, the Zimbabwean African National Union ZANU, the Zimbabwean African People's Union ZAPU, and the Southwest Africa People's Organization SWAPO from Namibia, and many other organizations. We are not far away. It's a walking distance to the former headquarters of the OAU Liberation Committee. And I encourage you, when you have time, to go and visit the area, which is close to the Mozambican High Commission and opposite to the Egyptian Embassy. So, we are thrilled by your presence in Tanzania, Your Excellencies. This is an opportunity for some of you to trace your roots, refresh your memory on the liberation history to visit the liberation historic sites and pay tribute to those who died and were buried in Tanzania during the struggle. This year marks the 20th anniversary since the demise of Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, who passed on in London in October 20 years ago. We remember the role of the late father of the nation, Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, and other leaders of the frontline states and the Mulungushi Club for their contribution in our freedom struggle and the quest for unity. We should therefore be reminded of those who made it possible for us to meet today as Sadc, and their portraits are in our gallery. The three, Nyerere, Kaunda, and Obote, were the founders of the Mulungushi Club, and always they met in Lusaka to deliberate on how to support the liberation struggle in Southern Africa. And thereafter followed the frontline states, as you can see, again of Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, Kenneth Kaunda, Samora Machel, Serese Khama, and Augustino Neto. And again, many of their meetings were held in Lusaka. And this is why the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Namibia, who was Mama Swapo in Tanzania, he flew with Mwalimu in his plane more than Mwalimu's ministers. There are the founders of the South African Development Coordination Committee. So, honorable ministers, we welcome you to this beautiful, historic, and brother and sister country. We believe your stay in Tanzania will bring and strengthen the bond, the relationship that Tanzania has with your respective countries. In the words of Mwalimu Nyerere, and I quote, "Without unity, there is no future for Africa. Surely our unity in the Sadc region is our strength." Karibuni sana Tanzania. Honorable ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we take over the chairmanship of Sadc, on behalf of all ministers, I would like to thank the Republic of Namibia under the able leadership of His Excellency President Dr. Hage Geingob for overseeing Sadc activities successfully for the last 1 year. On your behalf, also I wish to thank the outgoing chairperson of the Council, my dearest sister, Honorable Netumbo, for tremendous we achieve for this year. Income this responsibility and gratitude of the responsibilities I for Secretariat. On the of such During the course of this year and in the course of operationalization of the theme, we will emphasize on the need to access and improve our investment and the business environment in the light of industrialization. We have in place the Sadc industrialization strategy and roadmap. We need to assess how far we have mainstreamed it in our specific initiatives. We still need to engage in dialogue with private sector in the light of the role of our sustainable industrial development. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the very aim of our integration, among others, is to boost inter-regional trade. As I speak, inter-regional trade in SADC countries is low, below 20%, hindering member states from realizing their economic potentials. Over the past few days, a lot has been said on factors that affect low trade volume in the SADC region. Efforts to increase inter-regional trade through implementation of SADC protocol trade and the establishment of SADC free trade area must be hastened. Honorable Ministers, this meeting is taking place while there is a lot of pressure outside our region to form various kinds of free trade arrangements like COMESA, EEC, SADC free trade area and the African Continental Free Trade Area in which we all participate. These efforts are very important and they remind us to accelerate our integration process to match the momentum in order to remain ahead and focused on the objectives of our integration as we have always been. If we do not hasten our process, these changes happening outside will force us to run. I am aware that these issues have specific sectors to be considered, but since the Council is the heart for providing strategic direction on how SADC should approach and move forward with all the unfolding dynamics, such as the rising unilateralism as opposed to materialism, I have no choice than speaking out now. Therefore, I hope the decisions and directives of this meeting will ensure our integration is not hampered by these dynamics of the world and our regional integration will move forward to greater heights. Honorable Ministers, before I conclude, indeed I thank all of you for the messages of condolence and sympathies to the tragic accident that happened in Morogoro in the eve of our meeting. Indeed, we thank you all for your sympathies and for those messages, and may God bless you all for being touched with what has happened to our people here in Tanzania and in Morogoro. In conclusion, allow me to thank the permanent secretaries, senior officials, and the staff of SADC Secretariat for the good work in preparing for this meeting. Their dedicated work has simplified our work today, and I believe it is going to be a meeting which will end successfully. Once again, I welcome you to Dar es Salaam and I wish you a successful engagement during this session, and I want to assure you I am your humble servant. I'm ready and prepared to serve you humbly and with a lot of humility. Once again, asanteni sana, muito obrigado, merci beaucoup, zikomo pambiri, gari boha, mia bonga, and all the other languages of our blessed region. Thank you very much for your attention.
Ni hotuba ya mwenyekiti wa sasa Baraza La Mawaziri la Sadc, Profesa Palamagamba Kabudi, ambaye ni waziri wa mambo ya nje na ushirikiano wa Afrika Mashariki, akiweka mkazo katika masuala kadha ikiwemo swala zima la viwanda, lakini pia akizungumzia ushirikiano kati ya sekta binafsi na serikali katika kukuza biashara katika ukanda huu wa Jumuiya ya Maendeleo Kusini mwa Afrika. Lakini pia amesema ni vyema pia kufanyia kazi maazimio yanayoandaa mipango mbalimbali ya kuweza kupambana na ushindani wa kidunia katika biashara. awali alizungumzia pia mchango wa Tanzania katika kupigania uhuru kwa mataifa mbalimbali ya ukanda huu wa Jumuiya ya Maendeleo Kusini mwa Afrika, akitaja baadhi ya wapigania uhuru walikuwa hapa Tanzania kutoka vyama vya NPLA Angola, ANC Afrika Kusini, kama vile Frelimo pia na SWAPO ya Namibia. Lakini pia aliwashauri mawaziri ambao wamefika hapa kutembelea maeneo hayo ya kihistoria ili kuweza kujua historia ya ukombozi kwa mataifa haya, kama ambavyo Tanzania ndio alikuwa kinara wa ukombozi kwa mataifa haya. Msikilizaji wa TBC na mtazamaji wa TBC, punde tutafikia mwisho wa matangazo haya, lakini pia nikujuze tu kwamba baada ya kukamilika kwa mkutano huu wa Baraza la Mawaziri Agosti 16, itakuwa ni siku ya kuwasili kwa wakuu wa nchi na serikali na kufuatiwa na mkutano wa chombo cha masuala ya siasa, ulinzi na usalama cha Troika. Na sasa ni filamu fupi ambayo inaonyeshwa hapa katika ukumbi huu wa Julius Nyerere.
Whatever the difficulty, Africa shall be at peace.
Against what? Against what must the struggle continue?
Contra o tribalismo.
Against tribalism.
A luta continua.
And what else must we struggle against?
Contra a ignorância.
Against ignorance.
Contra o analfabetismo.
Against illiteracy.
Contra a exploração do homem pelo homem.
Against exploitation.
Contra a superstição.
Against superstition.
Contra a miséria.
Against misery.
Contra a fome.
Against
contra
hunger.
o pé descalço.
Against lack of clothing.
A luta continua.
The struggle continues.
For me, it was deep because it's like he was speaking into the future. So this is stuff that hadn't actually, like, in a big way happened, but it's happening now.
If you are being incited and subjected to inhumanities and indignities, and you're a man, you're a human being, and this is being done to you by another human being, you can put up with this for some time, but you do reach a point where you feel you must resist and you must fight back.
Viva the spirit of Christianity! Viva!
This is the voice of Zimbabwe, broadcasting on Radio Mozambique in Maputo.
Well, the most important change in this country is that of our people recognizing themselves as one.
Everybody must be accorded his full political rights, whether he be white or black, educated or uneducated.
We have always attached such great importance to education because, in the first place, it is essential for the development of our struggle since the involvement and support of the population increase.
Se há uma tentativa para, de qualquer maneira, destruir o equilíbrio ainda existente, embora bastante frágil.
Unity is necessary in all these countries. It has been proved in the case of the Portuguese colonies. Where there has been unity, the advance to independence has been easy.
A luta
Africa's vast resources will be used by the Africans to secure progress and economic self-determination for the continent.
I'm so happy, I'm satisfied that Namibia is today independent, and the people of Namibia can now decide on their own destiny.
It has happened. What seemed impossible has happened.
We have been greeted extremely kindly by the people of Zimbabwe. They say,
mtazamaji na msikilizaji wa TBC, hiyo ulikuwa ukisikia na kuiona hapo ni filamu fupi inaonyesha upigania uhuru kipindi hicho katika mataifa haya kusini mwa Afrika. Basi hatuna la ziada kwa sasa kutoka katika kituo hiki cha mikutano cha Julius Nyerere hapa jijini Dar es Salaam. Shukran kwa msimamizi wa matangazo haya Mwasu Mpore, lakini pia mpiga picha Hamisi Mwege na mtaalamu wa teknolojia ya habari Tehama Anton Chimbi. Mimi ni Mbozi Katala, nikutakie siku njema. Kwa hili kwa sasa tutazidi kujuza kile ambacho kinaendelea katika vipindi vyetu vinavyofuata hapo TBC Taifa na TBC 1. Kwa hili kwa sasa, na uwe na siku njema.
SADC. Jambo hili ni la kihistoria, jambo hili ni la kihistoria. Watanzania kwa mara nyingine, baada ya miaka mingi kupita, tumepata heshima ya kuwa mwenyeji wa mkutano wa wakuu kwa nchi na serikali wa Jumuiya ya Maendeleo Kusini mwa Afrika SADC. Jambo hili ni la kihistoria, jambo hili ni la kihistoria. Karibuni, viongozi wetu wa SADC, rais wetu anawakaribisha Tanzania yetu ya ukarimu. Viongozi wote wa serikali Tanzania wanawakaribisha. Ubaguzi wa rangi pia rushwa Tanzania tunapiga vita. Ukabila pia na udini Tanzania tunapiga vita. Amani, mshikamano, upendo Tanzania tunajivunia. Kiswahili lugha yetu pendwa Tanzania tunajivunia. Botswana, Angola, Komoro, karibuni sana. Jamhuri ya Demokrasia ya Kongo, karibuni sana. Lesotho, Malawi, karibuni sana. Afrika Kusini, Zimbabwe, karibuni sana. Seychelles, Msumbiji, Madagascar, karibuni sana. Mauritius, Namibia, Zambia, karibuni sana. Tanzania. Wanahabari wa vyombo mbalimbali tunawashukuru kutuhabarisha juu ya mkutano huu. Hongereni sana, mnafanya kazi kubwa, mnafanya kazi kubwa. Wanahabari wa vyombo mbalimbali tunawashukuru kutuhabarisha juu ya mkutano huu. Hongereni sana, mnafanya kazi kubwa, mnafanya kazi kubwa. Twashukuru. Karibuni, viongozi wetu wa SADC, rais wetu anawakaribisha Tanzania yetu ya ukarimu. Viongozi wote wa serikali Tanzania wanawakaribisha. Ubaguzi wa rangi pia rushwa Tanzania tunapiga vita. Ukabila pia na udini Tanzania tunapiga vita. Amani, mshikamano, upendo Jamhuri ya Kongo.
Karibuni sana.
Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi.
Karibuni sana.
Afrika Kusini, Zimbabwe.
Karibuni sana.
Shelisheli, Msumbiji, Madagascar.
Karibuni sana.
Mauritius, Namibia, Zambia.
Karibuni sana. Tanzania.
Ukiangalia huu ni mto kwa ajili ya kufanya mvuto kwenye kitanda.
Nyumba ni fahari yako.
Kiweka pavements karibu na nyumba, maji ya eneo yote yanatwama kwenye zile pavements, yanasambaa kwenye ukuta. Kwa kutengeneza pia fungus ni rahisi zaidi.
Uchaguzi wa miti unapotaka kuweka katika bustani yako, katika eneo la nyumba yako ili upate kivuli, ni miti gani ambayo inafaa zaidi?
Msaada ni kila siku ya Jumapili saa 8:30 mchana na marudio ni siku ya Jumatano saa 5:30 asubuhi. Ipende nyumba yako, thamini nyumba yako, nyumba ni fahari yako.
Ilianza udogo, wakakaza na mwendo, wakasema vijana, njoni tulijenge taifa.
Ujambo msikilizaji, karibu katika kipindi cha Misasi. Ninaitwa Rena,
ni kuanzia saa 12 za asubuhi hadi saa 3 za asubuhi. Mimi ni Felix Sidika.
Ya sisi watoto, nchi ni muhimu kwangu, zawadi yake nitaitunza. Nchi ni uhai wangu, nchi yetu ni urithi wetu, zawadi yake tuitunze. Nchi yangu ni uhai wangu, zawadi yake nitaitunza.
sayansi na teknolojia ndio chachu ya mapinduzi ya viwanda. Uwekezaji katika ubunifu wa sayansi na teknolojia ni msingi wa uchumi wa viwanda kukua nchini. Kipindi cha Teknoleo kitakuleta karibu na wabunifu wa sekta ya sayansi na teknolojia. Ni Ijumaa saa 12 jioni na marudio Jumamosi saa 5:30 asubuhi hapa TBC1.
Hiki ni kishindo cha awamu ya 5.
Hapa utashuhudia utekelezaji wa miradi mbalimbali nchini ndani ya miaka mitatu ya serikali ya awamu ya 5 katika kuwaletea maendeleo wananchi wake. Ni katika sekta zote zinazogusa maendeleo ya jamii.
Mazingira ya elimu hapa shuleni ni mazuri kwa